Welcome to another deep dive. And today we're going to be delving into the world of butterflies and moths, or as scientists call them, Lepidoptera. We've got an interesting recorded conversation between two experts, originally in Spanish, but no need to worry if you don't speak the language because we've got a translation for you. So, what makes these winged wonders so captivating?
Well, I think the name Lepidoptera itself gives us a clue. It comes from the Greek words lepis, meaning scale, and pteron, meaning wing. So really, these scaled wings are their defining feature. Think of it as their fingerprint.
Okay, so these scales, they're key to identifying them, but I mean, they're more than just decoration, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah, they play a vital role in thermoregulation,
Oh, okay.
which essentially means they help butterflies and moths control their body temperature. Imagine these tiny scales acting like miniature solar panels, absorbing or reflecting sunlight as needed.
Remarkable. Now, most people, I think, tend to think of butterflies as, brightly colored daytime flyers and moths as their drab nocturnal counterparts. How accurate is that?
I mean, it's a common perception, but the reality is more nuanced. While there are exceptions on both sides, a simple way to distinguish them is by observing their wing positions. So butterflies typically fold their wings vertically over their backs, while moths either keep them flat or wrap them around their bodies. And while it's true that most Lepidoptera are nocturnal moths, there are plenty of colorful moths and even some butterflies that prefer the moonlight.
Right, so a moth isn't always lurking in the shadows then. That's interesting. Speaking of variety, the sheer number of Lepidoptera species, it's just astounding.
Indeed. There are over 165,000 classified species worldwide, making them the second most diverse insect group, just behind beetles. And to give you a sense of scale, just imagine the tiny Stigmella Maya moth with a wingspan of just 2 millimeters, compared to the majestic Queen Alexandra's birdwing butterfly, boasting a wingspan of 30 centimeters. I mean, that's larger than a dinner plate.
That's an incredible size range. Now let's embark on a journey.
Through the life cycle of a lepidopteran, they undergo this incredible transformation called metamorphosis. It sounds quite dramatic. It is a remarkable process involving 4 distinct stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult.
Okay.
The larval stage, commonly known as the caterpillar, is primarily focused on eating and growing. They shed their skin several times as they grow, much like a child growing out of their clothes.
Caterpillars are notorious for their appetites, aren't they? Some are considered agricultural pests, while others are vital pollinators. It's amazing how such small creatures can have such a significant impact.
Absolutely. And after the larval stage, the caterpillar enters the pupal stage, forming a pupa, or a
Yeah.
chrysalis in the case of butterflies. This seemingly inactive period is where the real magic happens. Inside the pupa, the caterpillar undergoes a complete transformation, breaking down its body and rebuilding itself into the adult butterfly or moth.
Wow, so it's not just resting, it's completely restructuring itself. That's incredible. I've always been curious about those little stubby legs. On a caterpillar's abdomen, what are those for?
Oh, you're referring to prolegs, those fleshy bumps with tiny hooks on the end of the abdomen. They're distinct from the true legs on the thorax and are incredibly useful for gripping onto surfaces and moving in that classic caterpillar inching motion. Think of them as tiny grappling hooks, helping the caterpillar navigate the leaves and stems of plants.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see, right. Ingenious.
Yeah.
Now, when they transition into adults, their diet changes dramatically, right? They go from munching leaves to sipping nectar with their proboscis.
Precisely. The proboscis is a long, coiled tube that extends to reach nectar deep inside flowers. It's a marvel of evolution, but there are exceptions. Some moth families have retained chewing mouthparts and feed on things like pollen, fungi, or even plant tissues.
Nature is full of surprises. Now,
Mhm.
those wings, I mean, the variety of patterns and colors is simply breathtaking.
It truly is. And you know those patterns aren't just for show. They serve a variety of crucial biological purposes. They can act as camouflage, helping the butterfly or moth blend into its surroundings to avoid predators. They also play a vital role in attracting mates and in recognizing members of the same species.
So it's all about survival and reproduction. I've even read that scientists use wing venation patterns, the arrangement of veins, to identify different species.
That's right. It's like a fingerprint for each species, allowing entomologists to classify and study the amazing diversity of Lepidoptera.
Wow. Speaking of incredible journeys, some butterflies, like the monarch, undertake epic migrations spanning thousands of kilometers.
The monarch migration is truly one of nature's most spectacular feats. These butterflies travel from Canada and the US all the way to Mexico to spend the winter. And here's the fascinating part. They do it over multiple generations.
Multiple generations. You mean the butterflies that arrive in Mexico aren't the same ones that started in the north?
Exactly. The butterflies that begin the journey in autumn reproduce along the way, and it's their offspring, the next generation, that complete the migration south. Then, a new generation makes the return trip north in the spring.
That's an incredible life cycle, truly awe-inspiring. But how do they navigate such a long journey? How do they know where to go?
That's a question that has intrigued scientists for ages. It's believed they use a combination of cues, including the position of the sun, the Earth's magnetic field, and visual landmarks to guide them on their migration.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it, how these delicate creatures can navigate such vast distances? Now let's shift our focus to the crucial role Lepidoptera play in our ecosystems. We touched upon pollination earlier, but could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Certainly. As you know, many Lepidoptera species are vital pollinators. They flit from flower to flower, sipping nectar with their long, proboscises, and in doing so, pollen grains stick to their bodies and are transferred to other flowers, facilitating fertilization.
So they're like tiny airborne gardeners spreading the seeds of life.
Precisely. And this pollination process is essential for the production of fruits and seeds, which in turn support a vast array of plant species, including many that are crucial for human food production.
It's a delicate balance, isn't it? I mean, just imagine a world without butterflies and moths. Many plants would simply vanish with devastating consequences for biodiversity and the entire food chain.
It's a sobering thought indeed. And beyond their role as pollinators, Lepidoptera have other crucial ecological functions as well. They serve as a vital food source for a wide variety of animals, including birds, bats, reptiles, and other insects.
So they're a critical link in the food web, supporting a whole network of life. Their caterpillars in particular are a crucial source of protein for many bird species, especially during nesting season. I've also heard that Lepidoptera can act as environmental indicators. Could you explain what that means?
Of course. The presence or absence of certain species can reveal a great deal about the health of a habitat and the presence of pollutants. So, for example, if the diversity of Lepidoptera in a particular area declines, it could be a warning sign of environmental degradation or pollution. They're like tiny winged canaries in the coal mine alerting us to potential problems.
Wow, that's a powerful image. It highlights the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of protecting biodiversity. Now let's talk about defense strategies. You know these delicate creatures must have evolved some clever ways to avoid becoming someone else's lunch. What are some of the ways they protect themselves?
Oh, absolutely. Lepidoptera have developed an array of fascinating defense mechanisms. Take the monarch butterfly caterpillar, for instance. It feeds on milkweed plants, which contain toxins, and these toxins accumulate in the caterpillar's body, making it poisonous to predators. Birds and other animals quickly learn to avoid them.
It's like a built-in chemical shield warning predators to stay away. What other tricks do they have up their sleeves?
Mimicry is another clever tactic. Some species, particularly certain moths, have evolved to resemble wasps or bees with bright colors and buzzing movements to deter predators. They've learned that those insects pack a painful sting, and most predators would rather not risk a confrontation. It's a brilliant case of deception.
It's like they're dressing up in a warning costume, sending a clear message, don't mess with me. And I've always been fascinated by the eye spots on some butterfly wings, like the peacock butterfly. What's the purpose of those?
Those eye spots are another remarkable defense mechanism. They mimic the eyes of a much larger animal, startling predators and giving the butterfly a chance to escape. It's a visual trick that can buy them precious seconds to flee to safety.
It's incredible how nature equips even the most delicate creatures with such ingenious strategies for survival. These adaptations are a testament to the power of natural selection shaping life over millions of years. We've talked a lot about the wings of Lepidoptera, their colors and patterns. Could you delve a little deeper into the actual structure of these fascinating appendages?
Of course. Lepidoptera wings are essentially composed of two thin, transparent membranes, strengthened by a network of veins. These veins not only provide structural support, but also transport hemolymph, the insect equivalent of blood.
And those veins, as we mentioned earlier, form unique patterns that are used to identify different species. It's like each species has its own unique fingerprint embedded in its wings.
Exactly. And it's remarkable how such seemingly delicate structures can withstand the rigors of flight.
Indeed. The wings of Lepidoptera are a marvel of lightweight engineering, perfectly designed for their purpose. The shape and size of the wings can vary greatly between species, reflecting their different flight styles. For instance, monarch butterflies with their large, broad wings are built for long-distance flights, while hummingbird hawk moths with their narrow, pointed wings can hover and dart with incredible precision, much like miniature helicopters.
It's fascinating how form and function are so beautifully intertwined in the natural world.
Speaking of flight, I'd like to revisit the topic of migration. We've already discussed the epic journey of the monarch butterfly, but there are other Lepidoptera species that undertake equally impressive migrations, aren't there?
Absolutely. The painted lady, a common butterfly in Europe, embarks on an annual migration from Africa to northern Europe, covering thousands of kilometers. And the hummingbird hawk moth, which feeds on nectar while hovering in flight, migrates from North Africa to southern Europe to breed.
These migrations are a testament to the resilience and navigational prowess of these incredible insects. Do we know if they use the same cues as the monarch butterfly to guide them on these long journeys?
It's believed that they use a similar combination of cues, including the position of the sun, the Earth's magnetic field, and visual landmarks. However, the precise mechanisms of orientation for each species are still being investigated. It's a fascinating area of research that continues to reveal the complexities and wonders of the natural world.
The world of Lepidoptera is truly full of mysteries, waiting to be unraveled. And each new discovery only deepens our appreciation for the diversity and beauty of life on our planet.
Lepidoptera serve as a powerful reminder that nature is an inexhaustible source of knowledge and inspiration. Observing these insects in their natural habitats, learning about their life cycles, their adaptations, and their behaviors connects us to the richness and complexity of the world around us.
And reminds us of our responsibility to protect this intricate web of life that sustains us all.
Precisely. Caring for Lepidoptera is in essence caring for our planet. Every species, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, plays a vital role in maintaining that delicate balance of our ecosystems. The loss of biodiversity, including the decline of Lepidoptera populations, has far-reaching consequences for the health of our planet and for human well-being.
So what can we do to protect these fascinating creatures and ensure their survival for future generations?
Well, there are several actions we can take, both individually and collectively. Reducing or eliminating the use of pesticides in our gardens and green spaces is a crucial step. Creating butterfly-friendly habitats by planting native flowers that provide nectar sources is another important action, and supporting organizations and initiatives that focus on conservation and habitat restoration can make a significant difference.
It's about making conscious choices in our daily lives and advocating for policies that protect biodiversity.
Absolutely. Every effort counts no matter how small it may seem.
As we conclude this deep dive into the world of Lepidoptera, let's recap some of the key insights we've gleaned along the way. We started by exploring the basic differences between butterflies and moths, learning that while they share a common order, they have distinct characteristics that set them apart. We delved into the remarkable world of their scaled wings, discovering that these delicate structures are not only essential for flight, but also play vital roles in thermoregulation, camouflage, and communication.
We marveled at the intricate process of metamorphosis, tracing their journey from tiny eggs to ravenous caterpillars, to the seemingly magical transformation within the pupa, culminating in the emergence of the winged adult.
We explored their feeding habits, from the leaf-munching caterpillars to the nectar-sipping adults, equipped with their remarkable proboscises, those elegant coiled tubes that allowed them to access nature's sweet nectar. And we were captivated by the dazzling array of colors and patterns adorning their wings, patterns that serve not only as a visual feast, but also as crucial tools for survival, enabling camouflage, attracting mates, and signaling to other members of their species.
We even journeyed alongside them in our imaginations, as we learned about the incredible migrations undertaken by some species, like the epic multi-generational journey of the monarch butterfly, a testament to their resilience and navigational prowess.
But perhaps most importantly, we've gained a deeper understanding of the vital ecological roles played by Lepidoptera. They are not mere decorations flitting through the air. They are essential pollinators, supporting the reproduction of countless plant species, including many that are crucial for human food production. They are a vital food source for a myriad of other animals, contributing to the intricate web of life that sustains our ecosystems. And they serve as sensitive indicators of environmental health, their presence or absence reflecting the well-being of the natural world around us.
As we've discovered, the world of Lepidoptera is a microcosm of the wonders and complexities of nature. By learning about these fascinating creatures, we gain a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of all living things and the importance of protecting the biodiversity that makes our planet so unique and vibrant.
So we encourage you to continue exploring the fascinating world of butterflies and moths. Observe them in your gardens and local parks. Learn about the species that inhabit your region. Share your knowledge with others. And most importantly, consider what you can do to contribute to their conservation.
Remember, every butterfly, every moth is a tiny masterpiece of nature, a testament to the power of evolution and the beauty of life on Earth. Let's cherish these delicate creatures and work together to ensure that they continue to grace our world for generations to come.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the captivating world of Lepidoptera. We hope you've enjoyed the journey and that you'll continue to explore, to learn, and to marvel at the wonders of the natural world.